What's up, guys? My hair is crazy. Ted from Immersion here, and I have been super slacking on doing these weekly update videos for D&D. The 30-hour stream, my birthday, and other nonsense has gotten in the way, but I'm going to do the catch-up to get us up to the current week, so stay tuned. So, why don't we jump right in? First off, there's this super awesome video, Never Not Making, that Wizards of the Coast posted for this awesome reclaimed wood D&D sign. I'm not going to show you the whole video here because it takes a while, but it's really cool stuff. It's worth checking out. I will also preface this up front. A new Dragon magazine came out, but rather than try to run through it here on a 3-week worth of updates, I'm just going to do a separate video on the Dragon magazine. I think I might just do that going forward, reviewing the Dragon magazines as they come out. Dragon Mag Plus, Dragon Plus, whatever you want to call it. I'm kind of skipping all over the place because of just the nature of this. There's a trailer for Force Grey Giant Hunters. It came out on July 7th. Force Grey Giant Hunters actually debuted episode number 1 on July 11th. As of the time you're seeing this, probably on July 18th, episode 2 is probably already out. I guess a quick preface, it's an awesome other Forgotten Realms based game run by Matt Mercer and has a bunch of awesome people playing the various characters like Chris Hardwick, as you can see here, Ashley Johnson, Brian Posehn, well, not in the first episode, but soon to come later. Very cool, very fun. They have introduced a gun, a firearm, in this, as they have in the most recent episode of Acquisitions Incorporated. So I'm starting to think perhaps Storm Giant's Thunder later this year and Volo's Guide to Monsters will have possibly a gunslinger class, or at least primitive firearms in some degree. Unless they're all kind of basing this off of Matt Mercer's gunslinger fighter that is out already. I don't know. But we'll see. We Love Fine has a Storm King's Thunder contest, so you can go ahead and check out. There are some designs already created, or there's this one pixel version, but you guys can Hillstone, Fire Giant, Cloud Giant, blah 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 are the folks of Storm King's Thunder. You can submit designs to try to get your awesome stuff created by We Love Fine. Again, I'm gonna skip this. This is Force Grey Giant Hunters episode 1. You guys can definitely check that out. It's on the Nerdist channel, though, so you should know. It is official Wizards of the Coast stuff. However, it is on the Nerdist channel. This Innistrad Magic the Gathering stuff is new. It was a kind of a free supplement that Wizards of the Coast released. Dungeons and Dragons heading to the Magic the Gathering's Gothic land of Innistrad. First ever crossover. Like Zendikar before, the Innistrad supplement was written by James Wyatt. It features rules and background information for game masters who play into their own 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons set in Magic's Innistrad. So, you see there's, you know, stuff about the people of Innistrad and the races, things like that. Do we have a link? We can just click it. It's available on the 12th, which was my birthday, so that's cool. Here. Well, that's for Zendikar. I guess it's in Dragon Mag. Maybe I just missed it. Well, that's just the art. Well, we'll have to check. We'll just check on that in the review that I do of Dragon Mag. So, well, here it is in here. So we'll come back to that. I believe, yes, you can download it right here. So Chris Cox, the new president of Wizards of the Coast, was on D&D Podcast, as was Ed Greenwood, the creator and father of the Forgotten Realms. And earlier in the first week there was Peter Lee and Andrew Veen, who are the guys working on Tyrants of the Underdark, the new Dungeons and Dragons board game. Sorry, I'm kind of leaning back there. Let's sit up and get more into this. We talked about them. We'll come back to this. Ed Greenwood, Force Grey Giant Hunters. Again, you can see a little bit about the different characters and what they've kind of got going on. that's that. That's stuff that I'm working on. So, last but not least is the sage advice for this month, which blew my mind with some of the things. So I'm going to go through these with you guys, because there's some stuff that's just pretty nuts. Little rule clarifications that really kind of could tweak the way you do things. Little clarification. Moon druids can speak in elemental wild shape, any languages they know, so keep that in mind. When a Eldritch Knight's War Magic feature means the bonus attack comes after you cast a cantrip, or it can come before. It can come at any point within the attack you want, before or after. Rangers use spell components past. Evasion is an always-on thing, regardless of surprise. The Abjure, not the Arcane Ward, gets spell resistance for an Abjure or Wizard. You cannot multi-class into the same class twice. Flying creatures can stay aloft without moving each round, regardless of the hover feature. You cannot move through a prone enemy. Space is still difficult terrain. Travel place applies to movement in combat, not just when traveling. Blinded creature cannot make an opportunity attack because it's a hostile creature you can see, and you can't see if you're blinded. Opportunity attack can only be used to make an attack, not to make a shove or grapple. You'd have to delay your turn, or delay your action for that. Half cover for a target in between you and another. Your target must be within range when you take a ready action, not when you first ready it. How do you ready a spell? Do you lose your spell if a trigger never occurs? A readied spell slot is lost if you don't release the spell with your reaction before the start of your next turn. So you could theoretically ready a spell, have the trigger happen, and then cast it. Eldritch Blast specifically says when you target a creature, which means you can't target an object with it. Like Firebolt says when you target a creature or an object, you do fire. Eldritch Blast says when you target a creature, so you can't actually target a door with Eldritch Blast to blow it open. And again, a melee attack, not something. If something says it's a melee procs on a melee attack, something when you do a melee attack, that is whenever you make a melee attack is a melee weapon attack or a melee spell attack. Same thing. Same thing with a ranged attack. A ranged attack is a ranged weapon attack or a ranged spell attack. Unless it specifically says melee weapon attack, then things that apply to spells also apply to physical attacks. Like a Death Cleric's Touch of Death feature works on a melee spell attack. Contagion, the effect doesn't take effect until 3 failed saving throws. If a cleric casts Bless on itself and other allies, if you dispel magic on the cleric, it still persists on the allies as long as concentration remains. Haste, apparently activating a magic item isn't a function of the use an object action, so you can't technically use an object via haste. Minor Illusion cannot move. Fireball goes around corners. Dragon Wing attacks legendary action does not prevent them from getting attacks of opportunity. Monsters immune from non-magical bludgeoning damage still take fall damage. Vampires are undead, so they're unaffected by hold person or calm emotions. Potions can be administered to unconscious characters. Sorry, guys. Filter of Love is unsavable. It can't just happen. And then this is the big one. If a potion doesn't duplicate a spell, does it require concentration? A potion's effects require concentration only if the description says so, or if it duplicates a spell that requires concentration. So if you drink a potion of speed and it says that you are now under the effects of haste, I feel like that means you have to concentrate on the haste. I could be wrong, but that's what that seems like to me. So, Some interesting stuff. One of the more eye-opening sage advices that I've seen so far. But again, I'm going to do a separate video going through this Dragon magazine, as there is a bunch of cool stuff, including this Plane Shift Innistrad, which is a fairly sizable chunk of information, large enough to keep me busy for a whole video. So anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this return to form here, as it's been a little while for me to get here doing one of these. As far as Know Your Role, this up here is going to be probably the last actual game we played. Soon there will be a video coming out of Jake game, where we played a one-shot, a continued one-shot in the world that Jake has been running. In the middle here is my Kickstarter spotlight. This will probably be the last one, although there will be one coming out on Evil Dead 2. Actually, this will probably be the Evil Dead 2 board game that you should check out. And my DM's Guild spotlight is, well, it'll be whatever the last one was, because I haven't made another one in a little while. So be on the lookout for new stuff coming soon. I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you next time.